made life so good that I want to share it with you. When I was about Poppy's size, for some reason or other, I was having really bad dreams at night. And it was the same bad dream. And it was horrible. It would wake me up. And then if I closed my eyes, though, it would start right back where it stopped. The only thing that would help would be if my mother and dad would let me come and get in bed with them. Well, after about 4 or 5 times of that, they decided they needed to help me in a different way because they didn't want me coming to bed with them all the time. And you know what their solution was? My mother said, "Foy, you pray to Jesus and ask him to help you not have that bad dream." So when I said, "Now I lay me down to sleep" that night, I added, "And dear Lord, please, please, help me not to have this bad dream again." And you know what? Jesus heard me, and I found out, that was the thing I wanted to share with you. I found out that Jesus hears my prayers, and he heard the prayers of that little boy. Now, some might have said, well, that was just a happenstance, and maybe that wouldn't last, and I'd forget about it. You know what God did to him to make me understand that it really was him that had made that change? A few weeks after that, my mother got a letter telling her that one of her cousins, someone that I didn't even know, had meningitis. And at that time, meningitis was like cancer is to sometimes. Now, it was a death sentence. And my mother was really upset because she loved this cousin. And because my mother was upset, I was upset. So I prayed that night and added, "Dear Lord, help mother's cousin to get well." And you know what happened? In a few days, she got a letter telling her that her cousin had overcome the meningitis and he was going to get well. I knew then that it was a fact. And I want to share this with you. Every day since that time, I prayed to Jesus and thanked God for the blessings that I've had. And I found out something. Even though you may look like your brother or sister, you are different. Every one of you is different. And every one of you has a special plan for your life because God created you. And when he created you, he made you different, and he gave you a different plan for your life. And the only way you're really going to be really happy, as I have been all my life, and be successful, is if you seek to find what that plan is. Now, God doesn't give you the plan all at one time. He just reveals it to you day by day as you try to do the right thing and to seek and to do his will. And I hope that each of you realize this and that each of you will find Jesus in your life. Because if you do, maybe when you're 84 years old like I am, you'll be able to talk to your great-grandchildren and share with them what blessings God can give you if you seek his will every day of your life. And he loves you, and he will never do otherwise. He'll always love you regardless of what happens. You can always come back to him and ask for forgiveness when you've made a mistake. And you will make mistakes. But Jesus loves you, and even more than your mother and daddy. And he will forgive you, and he will continue to bless you. Now let's hear the story about Jesus. You know, he's the reason why we give. God first gave his son to us, and it made to make a difference in our lives. And that was why we give, because in giving to others, like God gave to us, we find real happiness. So, would you read, please?